everybody, and welcome to Energetic Principles Monthly Horoscopes for September 2017. My name is Melissa LaFara, and I am an astrologer and tarot reader from San Diego, California. And in this video, we're going to discuss what is in store and what key dates to look for during this September period. So let's get started.
And may the stars be with you.
All right, Taurus and Taurus Rising, what does September have in store for you? Well, the sun has moved into Virgo as of August 22nd, and so your vitality and your awareness in the spotlight of the sun is basically focusing on your house of love affairs and children, and how you express yourself and how you utilize your own creativity, and just how joyful you are in life. And if you have joy right now, or if there needs to be changes in those areas in order for you to be a little happier in life. So just know that this is a time when you're going to be focusing on yourself without the self-criticism. How can you express yourself more without being so critical about what it is that you're saying, or how you're relating with others, and how, as far as your creativity is concerned, are you putting enough time and effort into that? Are you focusing on those, those inspirations, and are you getting detailed enough to make them into a reality? Because Virgo likes to work, so these are the things that you're working for this month. You might find that if you have children, you might have added responsibility there, or you feel like you've bitten off more than you can chew, and it's just kind of a big weight this month to have to deal with the responsibility of little ones. And also with love affairs, there might be a reality check there, and finding your own self-acceptance through being able to give this love to other people. And mostly just finding joy in your own meaning and getting in contact with what it is that you find meaningful and purposeful in your life, and what makes you happy, and how you can get more of that going on in your life. So it's just a couple key dates to talk about here. We have September 5th, where Mercury, who's been retrograde for a while now, is going to go direct in Leo at 28 degrees Leo. And so our mind is clear, we're more focused in our thinking, and it's time to get back on track. And for you, that is going to be around the area of your home and family, and your own emotional foundation, and whether or not you spent a lot of time last month working on your own emotions and what's going on inside in your home, and if that's really vibing with what it is that you want to do in life, or if that's kind of holding you back. So now you're able to communicate better at home and with family, and express yourself more lovingly there, and with more joy, rather than this heated passion that might have been happening. And if any of you have had any endings in your life, or things have kind of come to a stalemate, or have to move on, and it's just that's not jiving anymore, this is a time where you have new understanding around those, and you can accept it for what it is and move on with your life. And basically you're just going to have fresh thinking around your own motivations, your own emotional motivations, and any shadow material that you might have been working with. And it's time to focus on self-nurturing and your own needs, because the Mercury is going to move into Virgo shortly, and is going to put your mind on track with these issues of love affairs and taking risks in life, and our children, and what it is that brings us happiness. So you're doing basically a wrap up in this area of home and family and your own emotional foundation. So right after that day, we have actually the full moon in Pisces on September 6th at 13 degrees Pisces. And this is going to be a time where you're going to see the polarity that you've been working on. And there's going to be release in the area of basically, what it is that your future vision looks like, and who you're networking with for that, or any type of groups and organizations that you might need to pair with, or maybe are getting in your way of doing what it is that you want to to do. So just know that this is a time where there might be a little more breakdown and breakthrough happening in your life around these areas. And you're really going to be questioning, your own needs versus the society's needs, or the group's needs, or something that is organized outside of yourself you may be combatant with. So just know that this is a time where what it is that you're hoping for and you're wishing for and how you envision the future might get a little reality dose, and you might have to sacrifice something about that. Or perhaps you've been sacrificing too long in that area, and it's time to let go and step into what it is that you need. So the next day we're going to talk about is actually the sun is going to square Saturn on September 13th. And, the sun squares Saturn a couple times a year. And this is basically a day, a couple days where we encounter obstacles and frustrations in our lives. We have to make tough decisions and stay patient around something, and stay realistic but not pessimistic. And for you, that's going to involve, these same ideas of like your creative expression versus joint partnerships. Say if you have any creative endeavors that you're in and you work with other people, chances are there might be a little tension there, where you might have one vision but they have another, and it's like, well, how do we meet here? And then there's also about your love affairs or your children, and enforcing certain boundaries around that. What it is you will do and what it is you will not do. Opening up areas of boundaries, or probably more likely you're going to close them down. You're like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not, I have other things I need to do with my life. I can't always just acquiesce myself to you. So you might find that in your love affairs, or having to deal with your children. But basically, you're going to be risking your heart, in a sense, to provide more intimacy in your life, and to really take a risk around changing something and having some transition, rather than staying stagnant in that area. So, this might be a time where you have to make a tough call, but just stay focused on what it is that you want, and, go forward. So the next day we're going to talk about is the new moon that's going to happen Virgo 27 degrees, and that happens on September 19th or 20th, depending on where you are in the world. And this is a time when we're planting new seeds and initiating new projects. And we're still working on that fifth house emphasis. And that is finding new ways to express yourself and that creative impulse that is within you. Finding new ways to step into and take action on what it is that you find joy for in life. Renewing those romances and those love affairs. And, we've done all this work this month, and now it's time to really see some new development and new growth in those areas. So this is a time when you're going to have to connect with yourself to see, how can I bring more joy in my life? How can my inner child get a boost? And how can I act on, what it is I want to do, like my hobbies, or take a little leisure time? So these are the questions that are going to come up during this new moon, and it's time for you to take action around those areas. So lastly, we have on September 22nd, we're going to have the autumn equinox, where, it's equal light of the day and of the night. And this is a natural release cycle as we go into fall. And for you, your spotlight switch is going to be around, you're going to be switching into areas of health, work, and service, and, balancing out your work regiment. And maybe you've taken on too much responsibility lately, and it's time to even the scales there. So just balancing what your own needs within work, and what your day-to-day reality looks like. Like maybe it's a little hectic right now, and it's time to find more harmony into what every day looks like for you. And this is also a time where you're probably going to start to focus on your own health, and how you can feel better and more peaceful within your own body. So just know that you're going to be switching into this area, and we're going to be working on how you can get a more peaceful day-to-day reality, because we all could use that, right, Taurus? All right, Taurus, so what do the tarot cards have in store for you? Well, we've got the Ace of Pentacles as the focus, and the Nine of Swords as the grounding. And so what I see here is that, you know, the focus should be around how we can have prosperous new beginnings, how we can change our material world to best suit what it is that we want in this world. So just know that this is a time when seeds are going to be taking root to basically create a new physical reality around you. Like, this is a time where you might have to find a new job or conduct different types of business and get yourself in new ways of creating abundance and finances for you. And there could be big opportunities around these areas for more abundance, but it's grounded in this idea of worry and anxiety over that. Worry and anxiety of if there's going to be enough if you choose to make this change. Or you might feel like you can't turn to others for help in creating this change in life, but you can. So reach out to other people, and, you know, keep in mind that some of these fears and anxieties are just all in the mind, and it's time to let go, because you actually have this really fertile seed of prosperity that is before you, but your own mind has to get past certain things in order to really grasp those opportunities. And that's what they are. You know, when we have an ace of something, it's an opportunity. It's not guaranteed. You have to work for it. And so Taurus, you know, how can you get rid of those fears that you're having and get out of that victim mentality and, you know, take control of your life and act on the opportunities that are before you. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to connect with me to find out more or to get a reading, you can find me at energeticprinciples.com. You can also find me on Instagram and Facebook at Energetic Principles. I also have a podcast with Shauna McGrath of Neo-Feminine Astrology, which is called The Feminine Principle, Astrology for Authentic Living. And that is a podcast that comes out weekly where we discuss what is going on in the stars, along with tarot cards and inspirational quotes. So feel free to stop by. You can find that on Podbean, iTunes, or YouTube. So, you know, I'd love to connect with you and hear what you're thinking during this September season. So please comment below with what is going on with you. And if you want to stay in the know, please subscribe to my channel. So I'm wishing everybody a fabulous September and the month ahead. And as always, may the stars be with you.